Hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, Adam here, and in this hypnosis recording, you're going to be listening to a business and let's call it resourceful hypnosis session that is all about accessing a sense of self-belief, worthiness, and motivation to create the kind of business that does two key things. One is feel fulfilling, and a lot of people have jobs or businesses that they don't really care that much about and doesn't really give them a sense of fulfillment. They're just transactional to make money. And that's fine, but it's more beneficial to have something that makes money and also gives a sense of fulfillment. So there's that element there. And then the second is the ability to actually make a difference and have an impact. And for a lot of people, that's where the fulfillment comes from, that actually if they feel like they're doing something that benefits people, that really impacts people, and they care about that thing, then the fulfillment comes from that. And therefore, the money is a reflection of the level of impact and value that's created rather than the primary motivation. And you can see this in people that, just kind of going in the kind of the flow of things. They're kind of on autopilot. They have a job, they don't really like the job. They have the business, they don't really like the business. It's just there because they need it to kind of pay their bills. But you do find a certain type of person that is operating from a place of passion, that actually the money is not the main thing. It's a side effect of them doing something that they're passionate about, that they're good at, that the world needs. They're creating that income. It gives them a feeling of fulfillment from the impact that's being created, and the money is a reflection of that value that's being created. And that's really what this is all about. I was working with a client that didn't really feel passionate about their core business that they had and didn't really feel worthy to do the level of business that they really wanted. So it was about worthiness, vision, and clarity to access the resources to make it possible to pursue that path. This will be more beneficial if you are a business owner rather than an employee. But even if you're an employee, you could just replace business with job or career, that you could, in the metaphorical corridor with the mirrors, you could see yourself with the career that feels fulfilling rather than something that doesn't. And if you want something bespoke and customized to you, there will be a link in the description where you can schedule that free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, feel a sense of release. A ripple of relaxation starting at your eyelids and rippling outwards, just like when you've thrown a pebble in a pond and the point of impact ripples to every part of that surface of the water. Just feel the relaxation rippling from your eyelids down your face, into your jaw, your forehead, your neck and your shoulders, a wonderful sense of ever increasing relaxation. On the next inward breath in, breathe in slightly deeper than before. And as you exhale, just elongate the outward breath, feeling like tension, stress, and worries are leaving your body in that outward breath. Deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. Tension, distractions, anything that isn't needed here and now, feel that you're releasing in every outward breath. And maybe you can feel an arm or a leg feeling heavier or lighter. Feel that sense of ever-increasing relaxation, so your breathing gets deeper as you begin to feel a calm confidence rising up from within. And maybe it starts there in the solar plexus, and that confidence starts to rise up into the chest. Or perhaps it starts somewhere else. But I want you to get a deep feeling that something powerful and empowered is awakening. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a skyscraper. I want you to imagine perhaps the tallest building that you've ever been in. And just imagine you're in the penthouse of that very tall building, right on the top floor. Perhaps there's a glass window and you can see the skyline. And I want you to imagine that there is a comfortable bed in that penthouse. And just imagine lying on that comfy bed, head on a pillow. And as I count downwards from 10 to 1, with each descending number, you will feel deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. Head on that imaginary pillow, body on the mattress. 10, just eyes feeling more and more relaxed and comfortable. And then 9, your forehead relaxing. 8, your jaw loosens, even more relaxed. And then 7, just feel your neck and your shoulders start to loosen and relax. And then 6, your arms all the way down to your fingers feel limp, loose and heavy, like the limbs of a puppet with no strings. And then 5, your internal organs start to relax as you feel like you're sinking deeper into that bed. And then 4, down into the gut. Any anxiety just melts away. And then 3, the top of your legs start to relax. 3 and then 2, your whole legs feel limp, loose and heavy, and then down to the very tips of your toes as 2 becomes 1 and then ripples all the way up to the top of your head and then tips of your fingers, as you feel how good it would feel to drift into a dreamlike sleep there on that bed, in that penthouse, on the top floor of that skyscraper. And just allow yourself to dream that you're in the same room, seeing your physical body fast asleep there on that bed. And maybe you could imagine lifting up one of your arms from the wrist to feel how limp, loose and heavy that arm is before dropping it down by your side. And then imagine walking towards your own private elevator. You're on the top floor, but imagine there is a button that represents the basement. Imagine pressing that button and feeling a sense of going deeper and deeper down, all the way down to the basement. And maybe the basement represents your subconscious mind, and maybe it's something else. But I want you to get a sense that you are now arriving at the bottom floor. And as the elevator doors open, I want you to see a corridor lined with mirrors. But these mirrors don't reflect how you look. They reflect what you are capable of. And when you walk past one, I want you to see the part of you that solves problems with ease. This is the problem-solving part of you. And as you look at that version of you, they smile back with a confident, knowing expression. They know they've got this. Because if you can solve problems for others, then you can solve problems for yourself. And as you look in the next mirror, you see the version of you that speaks with certainty, authority, and passion. See how they're dressed, their facial expression, their posture. This is someone that oozes confidence, someone you feel that you could rely on. And as you continue down the corridor, you see another mirror. But in that reflection, you see someone making a real impact. The kind of impact that changes lives. And they're able to change lives because of the business they built. This long corridor filled with mirrors, each mirror representing another skill, a quality, an attribute. And as you look into these mirrors, it dawns on you that you don't have to become anyone else. You are already that person. You aren't just worthy. You are uniquely positioned to add value to the world in a very powerful way, solving real problems for real people at a time where more of those problems will occur and amplify. What if this has always been your calling? That you are already enough, and you already have what it takes. And as you look at those versions of you, in all of those different mirrors, something else occurs to you. You have something that many others don't. Integrity. Many others couldn't care less about whether or not what they do creates value, impacts lives. All they care about is how much money they're making. And what if your superpower is that you actually care? You want to do it right. And because of that, you are the very person best placed to do this thing. The thing that creates value for the world, makes you feel fulfilled. That's how it's meant to be. Some people extract, and for many, it doesn't occur to them that it has to be a win-win, reciprocal benefit. But that's how it is for you. Feel that truth settle and resonate and vibrate in your body like roots growing deep into the ground. Feel the roots. And from those roots grow a very clear vision. A business, an adaptation, a pivot that enables you to align with your passion, to work on a business that brings fulfillment because it makes a difference. I want you to imagine that this corridor is about perception but also time. As you go further down the corridor, you see the key milestones of this new business. See yourself building the business, using your skills and experience as tools, leverage, credibility, not just to earn but to serve. See yourself creating value, not just for clients, but because of the ripple effect, the world. A world where every new challenge becomes a puzzle that you get to solve. And every success story is evidence of your impact. When you see those key people in your niche earning those high profits, they're not a threat. That's not information for you to feel that the market is already being served, because their margin is your opportunity. When you see those individuals earning high profits, you smile, because that is irrefutable proof that there is the demand. It means that there's room to grow. And you all start to wonder that if they can do it, so can you. But you'll do it in your way that actually does create the value that was missing. And while you can't clone yourself physically, you can clone yourself digitally. Why have 10,000 separate conversations when you can record a powerful, impactful message that 10,000 people hear it when they need to hear it? So you can see technology not as a burden, but as a multiplier, a way to clone and scale your message, to reach more people, deliver more value, and to free up more time to create, to serve, to live. And as you walk further down the corridor, see yourself in 6 months from now. I want you to see the progress you've made. See that increasing income is a reflection of the value that you're creating. Not because of slick sales skills, but because of genuine value and impact. See yourself in 6 months from now helping more people than ever before. that when you wake up excited, passionate, knowing that your work matters. And every time you get a message, a testimonial, a video, or someone in conversation tells you how much you've helped, that feels more valuable than money in the account. Because that is the conviction, the alignment, the empowerment banked in your very soul. I want you to see yourself maybe a year from now, having grown in challenge, but also grown in scale, in impact. I want you to get a sense that the more passionate you are about helping people, the more productive you are in doing what's necessary to serve even more people. See yourself 2 years from now with a thriving business where you are full of passion and fulfillment. And then imagine stepping into that version of you. And as you step into that version of you, feel that you are awakening all of the strategies, beliefs, and resources necessary to create this future. And then you realize that you're no longer in a long corridor of mirrors and windows, but in a bed, in a penthouse, with large windows that overlook an impressive skyline. So as you leave the bed, feel that you are about to return to the here and now with the very feelings of worthiness, certainty, and resources necessary to create the very business and future that you desire. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting the count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. And if you've enjoyed this show or got some benefit from it, you may know of one other friend or family member that may also benefit from this hypnosis session, in which case I'd like to ask a favor of you, and that is if you could spend 10 seconds to share this episode with someone that you know that may also benefit. That would really help me to access new people that don't already know about this show. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you again on the next episode.